Let's go on now to Oiz Dalet. In Oiz Dalet, the Rebbe continues to quote the Maimer of the Frierdiker Rebbe, in the beginning of the Maimer of the Frierdiker Rebbe, that after he explains the fact that Iker Shechina Batachtoinim, I saw that in the beginning of creation, the Iker Shechina, which that's what the Rebbe explained up until now, means the very essence of the Shechina, was down here in the physical world. Afterwards, after it was removed from the physical world through these different various sins of people, it was brought back down by Moshe, who is the seventh who's complete and brings down the essence back down here. Afterwards, the Frierdiker Rebbe explains that the main place of the Gilei HaShechina was in the Beis HaMikdash, and he brings the pasuk V'asu li Mikdash v'shachanti b'soicham. They should make a Mikdash, and I will be shoichein. I will rest. I will reside amongst them. It doesn't say b'soichai inside the Beis HaMikdash, but b'soicham inside every single Jew. And with this, the Frierdiker Rebbe continues to explain that's why it says Tzadikim Yirshu Oretz, which that's actually quoting from the Medrash further. The pasuk says Tzadikim Yirshu Oretz, Tzadikim will inherit the land, V'yishkinu Lo'ad Oleha, which means that why do Tzadikim merit to inherit Oretz, which is Gan Eden? Because Yishkinu Lo'ad Oleha, they cause to reside, they draw down the level of Shoichin Ad Marim V'Kadosh, that it should be revealed down here. And the Rebbe adds that the Frierdiker Rebbe doesn't say what Shoichin Ad Marim V'Kadosh is in the Maimer, but it's explained in Likutei Torah based on what the Zohar says. And then the Rebbe continues and says, this is the meaning of Basi Legani, Legnuni, Lemakim, Shaya, Ikri, Bashchina, the Iker Shechina Batachtoinim. And the Rebbe explains what does it mean. This is the meaning of it. That why is, so first of all, this is why it says Basi Legani, that Hashem says, I return to my garden, because originally the Iker Shechina was Batachtoinim. And the explanation of this, as the Rebbe is explaining, that this is what the Frierdiker Rebbe is saying, that we are explaining why was the Iker Shechina in the Tachtoinim, because Hashem had a desire to have a dwelling place down here, Batachtoinim. This is the paragraph in the Rebbe's Maimer explaining the Frierdiker Rebbe's Maimer. Now let's try and understand it a little more. What is the Rebbe explaining over here? The Rebbe is adding a bunch of words, a bunch of points. What's the Frierdiker Rebbe saying? What's the Rebbe explaining? Let's try and understand a little bit. The question seems to be a very simple question, which it would seem that the Frierdiker Rebbe is coming to answer, to explain, but the Rebbe is coming to explain what the Frierdiker Rebbe is explaining. And that is the following. The Iker Shechina was where? Batachtoinim. It was down here. First of all, we still need to understand it. Why was it down here? It still wasn't explained yet why the Iker Shechina was Batachtoinim. Why not Bal Yonim? Why not in the spiritual worlds? But then we have another question. We said that the Shechina was down here. It went up. It was brought back down. And then the Frierdiker Rebbe says the main Gilei Elokus was in the Beis HaMikdash. First we said that the Iker Shechina was Batachtoinim, in this physical world, all over. Now we say, where's the main Gilei Elokus? In the Beis HaMikdash. And that's what the Rebbe is seemingly, or one of the things that the Rebbe is explaining over here, in this, trying to answer this question, that the Frierdiker Rebbe is actually answering this question with the whole length of the words that he's using. That's the following. The main Gilei Elokus was in the Beis HaMikdash. What's special about the Beis HaMikdash? If it's in a special place, a spiritual place, then it should be up there. It should be in the Elyonim. It should be in the spiritual worlds. If it's in a physical place, then it should be everywhere, not just in the Beis HaMikdash. What's the idea of it being specifically in the Beis HaMikdash? And what we're explaining is that the reason is because the whole point of Gilui, that it's revealed, is actually a contradiction in terms. Because that also is a question. If it's there, Hashem's presence is there, He's everywhere. So why is that down here specifically? It's everywhere. Why specifically down here? If it's revealed, revelation is more in the higher worlds. Like we explained up until now at length. Revelation means spiritual revelation of godliness. So which is it? Is Hashem down here more? What does that mean, He's down here more? What makes it be more? Usually we say, the essence of Hashem is everywhere. It's just a question of where it's revealed. But revealed, it's more revealed up there than down here. That's why, in order to explain this, that's why the Frierdiker Rebbe quotes that the main Gilui Elokus, the main revelation, is in the Beis HaMikdash. Why? Because Hashem said, "Va'asuli mikdash v'shachanti b'seicham." How do I reside amongst you? Where can my being residing amongst you be revealed? In the Beis HaMikdash. Now we don't mean only the Beis HaMikdash, but that as a result of the Beis HaMikdash, it's everywhere. But the Beis HaMikdash is the place where a person can do avodah, where a person can reveal in the physical the presence of Hashem. Usually in the world, it can't be revealed everywhere, because everywhere else, the whole point of the world is that it's hidden. So here you have the 2 points, that on one hand it's a physical place, on one hand it's a Beis HaMikdash, and like it's explained in Chassidus, the idea of the Beis HaMikdash, that when Yaakov Avinu came to the place of the Beis HaMikdash, he said, "Manoira hamakim hazeh, ein zeh kiim Beis Elikim." How wondrous, how awesome is this place? It is the house of Elikim, this is the gate of the heaven. The Targum explains, Leis dein asar hedyet. This isn't just a regular place. And in Kabbalah, and Chassidus explains what does it mean, asar hedyet. The entire world is created with the Asara Mamarais. It's a place where there is Shem Elokim, the concealment of godliness, the concealment where Hashem hides over Shem Havaya, where there's the Tzimtzum which hides over the revelation of godliness, and that's how it becomes a physical world. The Beis HaMikdash is Leis Dein Asar Hedyot. It's not the regular place. It's not Hedyot. It's not like the rest of the world, which is created with Milin de Hedyoto, with the simple words which create simplicity, which create a physical existence. So then what is it? And that's what Chassidus comes along and says, 1 second. The source and the root of the entire world is from the Even Shia. The cornerstone of the world is the place of the Beis HaMikdash. The entire world is built on the Beis HaMikdash. How can you tell me that it's not a regular place? And with that, Chassidus explains that the whole point of the Beis HaMikdash is that it's place and above place at the same time. It's a place, it's a space. It's a space which is a physical place in the world. And yet, it's a place where the Elokim, where the Tzimtzum doesn't conceal, and one can feel inside the place the revelation of Havaya. That's why there has to be the space of the Beis HaMikdash. Because if you're talking just about the world in general, as we said earlier, the world, godliness is hidden. And yet we're saying that He brought it down, that it should be revealed in the world. Comes along the Beis HaMikdash, not for the Beis HaMikdash itself. Doesn't say B'soichai inside it, it's B'soich kol echad v'achas, inside every single Jew in his physical existence. In his physical existence, there is the revelation of godliness. Why? As a result of the place of the Beis HaMikdash, which is the source of the entire world. And yet over there, the Tzimtzum isn't concealing, where you can recognize the reality of how the world itself is Hashem. This is the essence of what the Rebbe was bringing in Ikar Shechina. All the other levels of Shechina are all revelation of godliness. It's not godliness in the world. Ikar Shechina is Batachtainim, is where the physical world itself, its essence is Hashem. This is what we're revealing all over as a result of this place of the Beis HaMikdash. Through that it becomes B'Seichel Echad V'Achas. And this is why we continue to say an amazing thing, that this is Tzadikim Yirshu Aretz, V'Yishkinu Lo'ad Aleha. Very interesting concept over here. Lo'ad, says the Rebbe. Frierdiker Rebbe doesn't explain in the Maimer what Sheikhin Ad Marim V'Kadosh means. It's explained in L'Kutei Torah, according to the Zohar, based on the Maimer HaZohar. What is the secret over here? Frierdiker Rebbe doesn't mention it. The Rebbe doesn't either explain to us exactly what it means. He just tells us where to look. What's exactly going on over here? Let's look at what Sheikhin Ad Marim V'Kadosh means. In fact, in L'Kutei Torah and in the Zohar, it doesn't quote the word Sheikhin Ad Marim V'Kadosh. It just explains the word Ad. Sheikhin means that resides. Ad. The tzaddikim make the Ad Marim V'Kadosh, which is high and holy. They make it rest and reside. But what is the level that they're making reside? Ad. What's the level of Ad? In L'Kutei Torah, it explains the level of Ad is Keser and Pnimius HaKeser, based on the Zohar, that the Zohar explains quite an amazing thing. That it's not possible for tzaddikim, when they're in Gan Eden, they're only receiving from the levels of Chachma and Bina, from understanding, from grasping godliness. Only when we get to Olam Haba, to the higher level, which is Ayin Leirasa Leikim Zulasecha. No one in today's world, even in Gan Eden, can grasp it. Gan Eden is only Vignan, which is Nohar Yoitze Mi'eden, that's Chachma and Bina. Lahashkes is a Gan. But that's the levels of Chachma and Bina of understanding godliness. But La'asid Love, it will be the essence, the revelation of the essence of Keser. Of Keser, and in L'Kutei Torah, there's actually 3 explanations in Ad, whether it's Chitzonius HaKeser, which is the root of Memale Kol Almin, Pnimius HaKeser, which is the root of Soiviv Kol Almin, or the very essence, Etzem. These 3 levels, remember that we brought the sources of them in the idea of Ikar Shechina, of what Shechina is, whether it's in the 3 levels of the Ein Sof before Tzimtzum. Here we're talking in Keser, but that's actually their root and their source in the 3 levels of Ad. Memale, Soviv, and Etzem. Ad, until. Is it Ad v'Ad Bichlal? Or is it Ad v'Lo Ad Bichlal? Is it an until which we can grasp? Or is it one which is beyond our grasp? Tzaddikim bring the level which is beyond our grasp, which in the very essence is Etzem. And an amazing thing is that in the Biurei HaZohar of Tzemach Tzedek, which the Rebbe quotes in a later Maimer Basi Legani, he explains that the level of Ad is Malchus. So here we have all the things together in Malchus, as we've explained up until now at length. In Malchus, that's where the essence can be revealed, the very essence which is beyond and above Chachma, Keser, Pnimius HaKeser, and even the very essence. Why? Because that's Batachtainim, that's down here. Down here in the physical world is the essence of godliness, not the revelation. But that's not revealed. Tzaddikim draw down and they reveal through the Beis HaMikdash, where the place itself is above the place. Through the essence, through the level of Ad, they bring down that the Sheikhin, the resting, the residing of Ad, which is above understanding, above us. It should be revealed down here because this is the only place where it can be revealed. Down here. That's what the Frierdiker Rebbe, that's what the Rebbe is explaining to Frierdiker Rebbe. That's the whole point of it. Dir ikar shechina batachtainim. And that's why we say that's Basi Legani Legnuni. We're coming back to Makim Shaya Ikri B'Tchila the Ikar Shechina B'Tachteinim Ma'isa, as a result of the building of the Beis HaMikdash, as a result of the Avodah of the Tzaddikim, Hashem is revealed again to where it was originally that Ikar Shechina was B'Tachteinim. Now again we're bringing out the level of Ikar Shechina B'Tachteinim, and that's what we're saying. V'zehu V'ya'inyan Bi'ara'inyan, explaining. That's how the Rebbe adds in the Friedrich Rebbe's Maimer, explaining. Why was it Davka B'Tachteinim? Why B'Tachteinim? Because the whole purpose that Hashem's desire is that the Dira should be B'Tachteinim, and that's what's revealed down here, and that's what we're continuing with Hashem later on in the ice.